Well, hello there and welcome to the Max Blitz. I'm David Reed along with Travis Buckner, and over the next half hour we're going to show you all the scores and highlights from across Texoma.
Yeah, that's right, David. Just so many big games to get to tonight. It's homecoming in Denison. Sherman travels down to Highland Park. Durant and Ada both at home, and Sulphur hosting Plainview.
Some good ones there. Let's begin, though, with a really good one in the Marshall County Super Bowl. It is back. Kingston and Medill. Stan Smith had a front row seat to this one. Stan?
After a 3-year hiatus of the Marshall County Super Bowl, the game has returned that features Kingston and Medill. On one side, you have Kingston looking to go 9-0 and lock up a district title, but on the other side, you have Medill who's looking to play spoiler and pull the upset. Kingston and Medill dueling in the Marshall County Super Bowl. First quarter, Kingston quarterback Jace Hayes powers his way into the end zone for the first score of the game. Now, Medill answers right back. Kendall Robertson rolls, throws into traffic, but Steven Sisko shows off the impressive concentration to haul in the touchdown. Next drive for the Redskins. Hayes calls his own number again, drives inside and finds Paydirt to retake the lead. Second quarter, Brandon Watson says he wants in on the action. He bursts through the middle to extend the Kingston lead. Later on, you've seen Hayes run. Now you see him heave it deep to Matthew Hawkins. He drags a defender into the end zone. The Redskins now have a 3-touchdown lead. Now let's hear it for the Medill special teams. River Shaw blocks the Kingston punt, and the Wildcats are going to take over right at the 1-yard line. And moments later, Robertson calls his own number, picks up 6 as the Wildcats make the score 28-14 heading into halftime. Now, it may not have been the Vince Lombardi Trophy, but Kingston went on to win this one. All treats, no tricks for them, 49-14 over Medill. Now, the turning point in this ball game was in the third quarter. Jace Hayes scored his third rushing touchdown on the game, and on the ensuing kickoff return, Medill fumbled the ball, and Kingston had a scoop and score right then and there to really put the game on ice. Now, Kingston, they're 9-0, looking to go 10-0, complete that perfect regular season heading into the playoffs that just start in a couple of weeks, guys. That's going to do it for me here. Live from Medill, Stan Smith, Sports 12.
All right, thanks a lot, Stan. Great job out there. And the Marshall County Super Bowl is back. Went on that hiatus when Medill moved up to 4A and Kingston was in 2A, but now they're in that same district. And, man, it was just good to have that game back more than anything else. You know,
I remember the funny thing surrounding the 2017 game was, the bragging rights last forever. We never knew if we were ever going to get this game back, and sure enough, in the same district now. So it means even more to these kids to have not just the Super Bowl, but they also have a district win. So it's just one of those things where it's good to see our rivalry game back, and it seems to not disappoint.
You definitely miss it when it gets taken away. I think that's one thing we've all learned from 2020 is when things are taken away, you really learn to appreciate them when you get a chance to get them back. And I know whichever side you were on that game, it was good to have it back.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it there. It's just nice to appreciate the things that we have, and we also had a lot of other great games to get to tonight as well. There were 3 teams battling for just 2 playoff spots in District 8 3A, and 2 of them meet up tonight. It's the SNS Rams and the Leonard Tigers. So let's go out to Sadler for this key matchup between the 2 teams vying for one of those playoff spots early in this one. Leonard quarterback DJ Brown calling his own number. He's got some running room and plows his way into the end zone for the 6-yard score. It's 7-0 Tigers. Later in the first, more Leonard Brown takes to the air, and check out this grab. Cameron Armstrong says, I've got a strong one arm, brings it down with one hand. 22 yards for the score. It's 13-0. Still in the first, you've heard the name before. DJ Brown, a 2-yard run. It's 19-0. Leonard leads this one, but don't give up on the Rams just yet. They answer back late in the first. Jake Reynolds is going to pull this one down, picks up enough yardage for the first down on the nice run. And that play would lead to this. Kevin Sanchez comes in for the kick. He drills it from 27 yards out, and the Rams get on the board. Then the Rams would kick an onside kick and recover it. Then Reynolds would find a running lane, and he would find Paydirt. SNS comes all the way back, comes up with a big stop on the 2-yard line to get the 1-point win. 41-40, they are headed to the playoffs.
Wow, how about that? Leonard marched all the way down to the 2-yard line. Time ran out on him, and S&S made the big stop.
It was a wild game for sure.
All right, well, coming up next on the Max Blitz, Sherman takes on Highland Park, Durant draws East Central, and Ada brings in Cushing.
Plus, it's homecoming night in Denison. The Jackets bring in Frisco Memorial. We've got those highlights coming up next.
Welcome back. The Denison Yellow Jackets got a big win on the road last week down in Prosper to push their district record to 1-1. Tonight they return home to take on Frisco Memorial. Yellow Jackets ready to go on this homecoming night at Munson Stadium, but it was a slow start for Denison. Memorial scored twice early. Garen Huey takes it in, and it was 12-0 Warriors. But Denison would get things going. Caleb Heavner gets the hot hand, flips it out to Keebler Wagner. He's got a first down for Denison as he turns it up the field. Chad Rogers getting his team going now. That sets up this. Jadarian Price hits the hole, and you know the rest. He's gone for the touchdown. Jackets get on the board, down 12-7. After Memorial scored again, here comes Heavner again. 3rd and long, need to pick it up. He fires one to Wagner, who makes a nice catch and gets out of bounds to keep the drive alive. Then Price would make them pay. Takes it in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Denison wins this one 42-26. The Sherman Bearcats head down to Highland Park for a district showdown. Highland Park with it. Braden Shager passes to Brooks Bond. He gets a first down for the Scots and then steps out of bounds. Later, Shager with the handoff to Anthony Gobriel. He runs it in for the Scott touchdown, and it's 7-0. But here come the Sherman Bearcats. Tate Bethel hands it off to Andrew Nerboss. He gets to the outside, picks up some yards, breaks the tackle, gets up the sideline, and look out! Ooh. He gets out of bounds for a big Sherman first down. Then the drive continues. Bethel keeping the drive going, looking for a receiver, but takes off on the keeper, reaching for that first down marker. He's going to get it to move the chains. Then it's a good thing he did. Bethel over the middle for Sean Husband in the end zone for the Bearcat touchdown, but Highland Park gets the win 41-21.
The Ada Cougars bring in Cushing. Cougars with a chance to solidify their third spot. Cougars with it here. Zach Carroll throws to Andrew Hughes. That's good for the Cougar score. Cushing would go on to kick it off later on. Ada's Maximus Rhines is going to bring this one down, and once he comes down with the catch, he's going to weave in and out across the field, and he's going to take it all the way down to the 40-yard line before he's finally brought down by Cushing. Cougars going through the air now. Andrew Hughes brings in another score, but it's Cushing winning a close one, 23-21. The Durant Lions playing at home against East Central. Chance Dotson tosses it here to Francisco Avila for Durant. He sheds a tackle, then takes it in. He finds pay dirt. Later, it's Dotson dropping back to pass. He finds Josh Smith with nobody around him. He's going to take this one all the way to the house. That's good for another Durant Lions score. Then we fast forward to a little bit later, and it's even more Durant. Dotson tosses to Avila. There's no chance they can bring him down. Lions go on to take this one 49-33.
Making it look easy.
There we go.
Coming up next on the Max Blitz, Munster plays Chico, Davis takes on Marietta, and Plainview battles Sulphur.
Just so many great games to get to. Plus, the Bells Panthers and White-Right Tigers tee it up in a huge district game. That's coming up next on the Max Blitz.
Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. You know, the Bells Panthers are rolling along in district play. They're 4-1 in district. Their only loss, of course, came against Gunner.
That's another good team right there. The White-Right Tigers are definitely in that playoff mix, though, and a win tonight really could go a very long way. White-Right hosting Bells in a huge district ball game in the first. Panthers' Blake Rowland takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Bo Baker. And if you've ever watched this show, you know what's going to happen here. He dupes a couple of defenders, and he's going to take this one to the camera. Finally runs it in for the touchdown there for the Panthers. Second quarter now, Tigers. Caden Caraway with it. He's looking for Riley Evans, and he finds him for the good touchdown there. It's 14-7. White-Right leads it. But then just before the half, Rowland hands it off to Bo Baker again, and it's Bo Baker, the touchdown maker. Bells wins this one 28-20. The Sulphur Bulldogs hosting the Plainview Indians in a great district showdown. Bulldogs go to work first when TJ Todd hands it off to Logan Smith. He finds a window and he's going to score for Sulphur. Bulldogs get on the board very quickly in this one. Plainview's special teams turning in a big play here on the punt return. Caden Pickens brings the ball down and he's got some room to run. He's going to take this one all the way to the 25-yard line before finally being taken down. Still in the first quarter, winding down, Todd hands it off to Smith. Once again, the home team gets the score. Sulphur wins big, 41-13.
Marietta and Davis in the playoff chase in a crowded 2A District 4. Tonight they square off. Davis in the lead at the start. Tucker Miller runs the ball, but Marietta's Quincy Walker there to make the nice defensive play for the Indians. Then Colin Delaney with it for Davis, takes it around the right side, gets the corner, gets the sideline, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Special teams playing a big part for Davis. The Indians would fumble the punt here. Davis would recover. Brandon Blankenship making the big play down there. Davis gets the win, get the shutout too. 37-0 over Marietta. The Munster Hornets taking on Chico in district play. Second quarter, Munster marching down the field. Trent Anderley looking for Jonathan Wheeler, who's wide open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 23-0 Munster. Then Nolan Vogel hits the corner, gets into the end zone, dragging half of the team with him in there for the score. More Munster. Anderley says, I got to get in on this. He takes off with it himself. He'll score. Munster wins big, 58-6. Nice win for the Hornets. Coming up next on the Max Blitz, lots of scores to go over, plus highlights from Pottsboro's game out in Mount Vernon tonight.
Plus the Foxes head over to Thackerville to take on the Wildcats in a Texoma showdown. That's all coming up next on the Max Blitz. Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. The Foxes and Thackerville Wildcats are both competing in the middle of a tough district.
Yeah, they sure are. Tonight, those two would meet up. Thackerville with the home field against the Foxes. Early going Fox with it. They get it to Aaron Bassett, and he's going to turn upfield, make a guy miss, get to the outside, and look at that. What an effort that is to get into the end zone for the score. Thackerville with it now. Blaine Yorgis on the end around here takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Nice play by the Wildcats. Then they go to Blaine Yorgis in the air. Justice Rodriguez with a deep ball to him. Nicely thrown ball. Good catch. Touchdown. But Fox gets the win, 66-28 over Thackerville. Hey, the Pottsboro Cardinals hit the road for Mount Vernon in a big district game out there. Early going, Cardinals down 10-0, trying to get things going. Braden Plyler launches it deep. Titus Lyons gets behind the defense and the cameraman for the score to cut it to 10-7. Then in the second, Plyler going to keep it for a score. Pottsboro ends up getting the win in this one, 49-43 to knot things up in the district race. Big win for Pottsboro. Matt Poe and company, congratulations. That's a good win on the road.
That sure is a good one. Now checking out some scores from around the area. The Howell Bulldogs and Bonham Warriors. A close, very good game here. The Warriors come out on top by 2, 31-29.
It was Anna beating Ranchview 35-7. Nice win for Coach Heath and company on the home field.
A couple of good teams here is Aubrey really flexing its muscles against Crum. 69-14, they get the win.
Tough night for Callisburg on the road. Good team out there in Henrietta, though. 58-14, the final in that one.
Chisholm Mustangs really turning things on here late in the season. They win 36-28.
Fannondale all over Goldberg, 45-0. Falcons looking good.
Sure are looking good. Gainesville Leopards coming up a little short against the Lake Worth Bullfrogs, 35-21.
It was Gunner all over Lone Oak. What else did you expect? 63-0. Gunner getting it done.
The Melissa Cardinals showing us why they're ranked so highly in the state. They beat Terrell 57-27.
Gilmer all over North Lamar. Another tough night for the Panthers.
Pilot Point and Bearcats, a good win over a good boy team, 52-14. A tough district that they're in right there.
It was Paul Pewitt beating Prairie Land 28-7.
Sacred Heart Tigers getting the good win over Weatherford Christian. Good win for Coach Schilling and company, 25-7.
It was Valley View with a big win at home against Nakona, 61-32.
They needed that win for sure. The Van Alstyne Panthers not going to cut it tonight against Sanger, 42-7.
Whitesburg goes out to Paradise. Good game, but Paradise gets the win, 20-12.
Defensive battle there. The Allen Mustangs getting the close 5-point win over Savannah, 32-27.
Antlers with a big win, 36-0.
How about these Ardmore Tigers getting the 49-27 win? A good win for Coach Newby and company.
Good win to kind of get them getting ready for the playoffs.
It's always good to beat Noble.
They needed that one. Atoka with a win tonight, 34-7.
What a season they're having. Look at this close matchup. Broken Bow with the low-scoring affair. They beat Salisaw 14-12.
Hilton over Wynnewood, 50-12. Nice statement there by the Bulldogs.
The Ida Bell Warriors over the Hugo Buffaloes tonight, 28-14.
Lone Grove all over Little Axe, 53-0. Longhorns getting ready for their run.
Absolutely. Maysville coming up short tonight, 30-6.
It was Ringling with a 36-0 shutout over Wayne.
Stratford Bulldogs falling to the Dibble Demons, 48-12 tonight.
And it was Wilson winning big at home against Wellston, 66-52. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Max Blitz. You know, we had a lot of great football games tonight, and you know, for the first time in several years, we had a big rivalry game that we've kind of missed around here.
You know, I was lucky enough to go to the last ball game. It was back in 2017 when Medill actually won the Marshall County Super Bowl, and you know, it's just one of those games where Medill wasn't having a great season that year, but they still came out on top. And
yeah, the night those two teams met up, and you know, it was a good game out there, Medill and Kingston, and away we went. And you know, this one was a little different than the one you went to back then.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a lot of scoring in this one. That's no surprise. I mean, this Kingston offense has been, you know, putting up a lot of points against some really good teams. It was a close game. I think Medill, you know, had a really close game there in the first quarter, like Stan said, and you know, it's just one of those games where you never know what the record's going to be because it's a rivalry game. So it's very important that they just come out on top of this game, and it's Kingston coming out on top for the rivalry game.
Yeah, and you know, another one of the big games tonight that we talked about, the S&S Rams had home field against Leonard. Winner of this one was going to get into the playoffs. It was a huge game, and it went down to the last seconds.
You know, it's kind of crazy. When we pick games of the week, you know, we hope to find the best games around, but when it's a one-point game, there's really no doubt that it's one of the best games in the area. You said it right there, coming down to the wire. I mean, that's kind of the expression to the T because Leonard actually was leading this game at one point, 19-0. S&S came all the way back and actually went for two with about 5 minutes left in the game, giving them the 41-40 lead. And something that no team has been able to do this year is stop DJ Brown, but S&S was able to come up with the stop on the 2-yard line. So that punches their ticket to the playoffs. But next week, Leonard will play Whitewright. And since both of those teams lost this week, the winner of that game will claim the fourth and final playoff spot in that very tough district. So, I mean, this game came down to the wire, but it sounds like the entire playoff picture is going to come down to the wire for that district. Such a competitive one for sure.
Well, when you got Gunner and Bells in there, it's almost like everybody else is playing for third. Anyway,
Absolutely.
It seems like. But look at that scene there. The S&S Rams, after they made that stop as time ran out, on the 2-yard line to win the game. Big win for S&S. Big night for everybody. And again, Denison won their homecoming. Sherman come up a little short in Highland Park, but a good night. Thanks for watching the